Hello everybody, welcome back to Collecting and Hobbies. Today we're going to do the Wave 3 figure of the First Order TIE Pilot. He's the Wave 3 from Force Awakens. His number is, I think, 11 or 12, I'm not really sure. This is his only accessory that he comes with. It's just a First Order Stormtrooper pistol, a little bit of silver paint on it. Not a whole lot of detail, but a little bit. So, if you notice, he doesn't have that little slot like the First Order Stormtrooper does, and like Captain Phasma's blaster, because he doesn't have anywhere to put it. He does not have a holster. He does not have any kind of indentation to put it in. The closest thing to it would be to stick it in the strap. These straps are part of the belt, the rubber belt, which is, I'm not 100% sure. Well, I'm pretty sure that it's just glued on there because it looks like a separate piece, but I mean, I think it is because this whole piece right here, his whole body is just one piece. I actually think this part is glued on as well. The top armor part, because it's also part of his head. So that would be one heck of a design to be one piece. So yeah, obviously I'm pretty sure it's not, because then it would be from head to this, down to here, onto here, and into his thighs. So yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, you can see the little crack there in between where they put it together. So this is not removable. As far as the paint job goes, he only has, very little. Just a couple little gray marks there. It's got the First Order logos. And then, of course, his little control box. This looks like it may be a little bit too much white on there, but it's the best one overall that I saw, the ones that I have open or out of the case. He can pretty much go all the way around as far as the swivel goes. His head is extremely. I mean, he's got that hinge at the neck. If you could see it there, but he like it's very limited articulation because as far as his head goes in that area because of that. But as far as the rest of him, he's still got that. He's got a pretty good articulation right there. Doesn't really hinder it because of his armor. So he's got ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed, elbows, or swivels or whatever, and hinge and swivel, whatever you want to call it. Same thing with the wrists, which go in and out, and no waist articulation. He's got ball hinge, whatever at the hips. He's got the swivel at the thigh, the double jointed knees, the hinge, and ankle rocker down here as well. So that's about it for Mr. First Order TIE Fighter Pilot. I already showed you his accessory. Both of his hands are similar. This one's smaller. This one's bigger for some reason. He's got it's kind of thick a little bit. I don't know, but I think it would fit in here better because it would just be tighter. maybe a little too tight. And it looks like he may even have a trigger finger. Yeah, he has a little trigger finger. One finger sticking out. So he holds his weapons very well in both hands. And he's all black. He's got a lot of shiny, glossy armor on his a lot of places. Right here, right there, his helmet. You know, the whole thing right here. He's even got that same logo like Captain Phasma. And I believe pretty much all the troopers have that. Even the stormtroopers, old stormtroopers. Not sure about the Hoth snow troopers, but he's got a lot of detailing, a lot of wrinkles, tons and tons of detail. I mean, they kind of have to do something because he's pretty much just a black figure. And see if he stands up. I'm sure he does, but he's got kind of skinny feet. I stood him up before, but he's kind of warped a little bit. Packaging. They all seem to do that. Especially if you take them out of the package and you don't store them in their box. In like Ziploc bags or... I don't know. Let's see. His arms are extremely light compared to the rest of his body, which is kind of odd. So these don't really help a whole lot. Actually, probably easier to stand them with them down. There you go. So there he is standing. Really not much left to say about this figure. He retails for $19.99. You could probably get him for somewhere around that price, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. Not really sure. At one time he was going for 30 or 40 because he was part of Wave 3, which is with the Resistance Trooper, which is a kind of a lost wave. A lot of retailers didn't buy it because they had all those. It's kind of the way it works. When the new movie comes out, they always buy the first assortment in bulk. And sometimes they don't get next couple of assortments because they got so many of the other ones, the first ones. And the only two new figures that were in Wave 3 were him and the Resistance Trooper. So they weren't major characters, and a lot of people just didn't care too much. So he was really hard to find for a while. But they reissued him in Wave 4. So he was a little bit easier to find. He shipped in 2 different assortments. I think they even made solid cases of him for a while. But like I said, most of the retailers didn't really pick him up, and they didn't really pick him up in solid cases either. He's got no ankle. He's got no boot swivel there either. But as far as this one goes, I mean, he's pretty accurate. I think they could have made him a little darker, maybe. I look at him in the light, I think he should be a little bit darker for some reason. Not as dark as the glossy stuff, but closer to it. I think he would look better that way. So, I mean, he's kind of, but yeah, I mean, all he does really is fly a TIE fighter. So it's kind of, yeah, it's not the most desirable figure. I don't know, he just doesn't, it's part of the collection. If you want that big, huge 6-inch TIE fighter that sells for $170, it comes with one, so you don't really need him. But if you want a troop build, army build, stuff like that, it'd be good to have a bunch of pilots, I guess. And so he's pretty accurate, but he's kind of just a lackluster type character to me. But as far as accuracy goes, I'd say they gave it probably like a 9. I just think he should be a little I don't know, maybe these clothes are this color, like kind of a dull black. But yeah. But as far as coolness, to me, he's more like an 8. So, not really. It's kind of a precursor to the Death Trooper. He does have paint there. It is grayish. And then he's got the silver top. And this is like a visor. I think this is supposed to go down. Not really sure. I mean, it doesn't move, but I don't know if that's part of the design. Kind of looks like it should, but it doesn't. But I think it'd be cooler if it did. Might make him look cooler, but then it'd be hard for him to see out of anything. So, oh, there it is. There's the First Order TIE Pilot, and I'm moving on to the Flame Trooper. See you next time.